The Arbiters. From the long-venerated sagas of Sangheli history, the Arbiter was a position of unmatched power and authority, wielded by those who had proven their worth in combat and to whom was granted the weighty responsibility of governing their people, from honor to shame. The Arbiter is a title and role of immense significance in Sangheli history and culture. In ancient times, arbiters were judge-king warriors who ruled over their regions and keeps, inspiring loyalty and service both in the great halls of Sanghelios as well as on the battlefield. Within the Covenant, the role of the Arbiter was twisted by the Sanshayum, who would bestow the title upon Sangheli warriors seeking redemption, a redemption they would earn by embarking on holy suicide missions for the benefit and glory of the Empire. Contemporary arbiters within the Covenant Empire were selected by the hierarchs and specifically called upon during an hour of extreme need, or to dispense with a troublesome dissident. Each of these arbiters would be sent on hopeless missions to not only repay the Empire for their own transgressions, but to earn forgiveness for their sins and the reinstatement of their family's honor upon their death. Within the Covenant archives, records detail the exploits of dozens of incredible Sangheli warriors who served the Alien Alliance with this unparalleled distinction. Tyrant of Givro. Irsulabat was a tyrannical judge-king who ruled the continent of Kivros centuries before the Sangheli became a spacefaring species. The Swords of Sanghelios were a united brotherhood of Kaidons, sworn to overthrow this arbiter and free the region of his violently oppressive regime. Ironically, the Brotherhood's title would be embraced by the last arbiter in an effort to reunify Sanghelios under one banner. Prophet's Bane. Vima Toged was a renowned arbiter who led the Sangheli against the Sanshayum at the desecration of Ulgathon, the bloody and baleful conflict that sparked the War of Beginnings. Toged's intimidating presence and his vengeful ferocity on the battlefield ultimately led to the Sanshayum's desire to retain the title of Arbiter as a warrior position of high honor in the early ages of the newly formed Covenant. Hunter of Hunters. After discovering the Legolo, the prophets sent an arbiter to the rings of Te, where the mysterious species had devoured and desecrated a forerunner orbital. For a full year, Yet Lekmuti journeyed across the surfaces of nearby debris and one of the local moons, tasked with discovering the true nature and capabilities of the Legolo. He ultimately pacified the species' resistance, leading to their integration into the Covenant. The Defiant One. Approximately 400 years before the events of the Halo conflict, the existing Arbiter Phal Shavamay challenged the High Prophet of Solemnity, an act of dissent that led to the death of his mate and a vicious, bloody showdown with the Hierarch's own enforcer, Haka Su Kari. In the end, not only would both warriors die, but the mantle of Arbiter would now be converted into a badge of shame. It was here that the Hierarchs established the line of Immaculate Succession, a dramatic shift not only in the role of Arbiter, but even in the Sangheli's standing within the Covenant. At the time of the Covenant's destruction, there had been 18 Arbiters in this line. Rebellion Queller. When the Ungoy's feud with the Kig-Yar erupted into full-scale civil war in the streets of High Charity, their sheer numbers and relentless tenacity required a swift response from Covenant leadership, and so the Hierarchs turned once more to an Arbiter. Rather than quell the rebellion on High Charity alone, Heki Gibbidi led a fleet to the Ungoy homeworld, delivering untold devastation to their populations on Balaho. Unable to endure the brutal genocide of their own people, the Ungoy immediately ceased their rebellion and were rewarded for their bravery with a proper place in the Covenant military ranks. The Savage. Known for his ruthless behavior, lacking mercy even among his own people, Ripa Morami was an outlaw and warlord. Early during their war with the humans, the High Prophet of Regret appointed him as Arbiter, charging him with not only the annihilation of the humans, starting with their world harvest, but also with securing any Forerunner relics hidden on their planet. In 2531, Morami led Covenant forces from Harvest to Arcadia, and then to the Forerunner installation known as Trove. It was on this shield world that this Arbiter would meet his end, defeated by humans while trying to awaken a dormant Forerunner fleet. Khaidon of Unity. Following the destruction of Alpha Halo at the hands of the demon known as the Master Chief, Supreme Commander Thel 'Vadamee was blamed for the loss of the Ring World, and subsequently branded a heretic by the High Council. In lieu of execution, the Hierarchs granted him the title of Arbiter, tasking him with eliminating a band of heretics, and then retrieving the activation index of Delta Halo. When he was eventually betrayed by the Prophets, the Arbiter learned the truth about Halo, setting into motion a tenuous alliance with the humans as the Covenant was torn apart during the Great Schism. Vadam and the Master Chief would hunt down and kill the Prophet of Truth, finally ending the Covenant. In the years that followed, the Arbiter would forge a stronger alliance with humanity, attempting to fold the keeps of his homeworld together under the banner of the Swords of Sanghelios. Despite a bloody civil war for years, the destruction of a resurgent Covenant force would signal a new era for the Sangheli.